History remembers Alexander the Great as the greatest conqueror who ever lived. By the age of just 32, he had forged an empire stretching from the mountains of Greece all the way to the banks of the Indus River, more than 2 million square miles of territory. He never lost a single major battle in his entire career. Yet in June of 323 BC, inside the ancient palace of Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon, this unstoppable force lay dying. What really happened in those final days? And who was the man behind the legend? Was he a brilliant visionary who dreamed of uniting East and West, or a ruthless, ambitious conqueror whose thirst for glory ultimately consumed him? The answers are far more complicated and more human than the myths we've inherited. Did Alexander's rise begin with glory or with blood? In 336 BC, his father Philip II was assassinated at his own daughter's wedding in Aegi, struck down by one of his own bodyguards, Pausanias. The motives remain debated to this day: personal revenge or a deeper conspiracy. At just 20 years old, Alexander inherited a powerful but fragile throne. Rival claimants, restless tribes, and Greek city-states were waiting for Macedon to collapse. He acted ruthlessly and decisively, eliminating potential challengers to secure his position. When the city of Thebes rebelled in 335 BC, believing Alexander was weak or even dead, he answered with total destruction, razing one of the most storied cities in Greek history and killing or enslaving thousands, sparing only the temples and the house of the poet Pindar. The message to the Greek world was unmistakable. Resistance would be met with annihilation. It shocked Greece into submission for the rest of his reign. In 334 BC, Alexander crossed into Asia with roughly 40,000 men to challenge the largest empire the world had ever seen, Persia. At the Granicus River, he led from the front and nearly died, his helmet split by a Persian sword, saved only by his companion Clytus the Black. At Issus in 333 BC, he faced King Darius III himself, and won despite being badly outnumbered, thanks to brilliant use of terrain. Darius fled, abandoning his own mother, wife, and children, whom Alexander later treated with remarkable respect. The island city of Tyre thought its walls made it untouchable. Alexander responded with one of the greatest engineering feats of the ancient world. He built a massive causeway straight into the sea, a 7-month siege that proved nothing was beyond his reach. At Gaugamela in 331 BC, Darius brought everything: war elephants, scythed chariots, vastly superior numbers. It still wasn't enough. Alexander's tactical masterpiece broke the Persian Empire forever. Then came Persepolis, the ceremonial heart of Persian power. In 330 BC, it went up in flames. Historians still debate whether it was calculated revenge for the earlier Persian burning of Athens, possibly incited by the Athenian courtesan Thais during a drunken banquet, or simply a night that spiraled out of control. Either way, the Achaemenid dynasty ended in fire and smoke. In Egypt, Alexander did something unexpected. After being crowned pharaoh in Memphis, he crossed a brutal desert to consult the oracle of Amun at Siwa. What he heard there, that he was the son of the god, he never fully revealed, keeping the exact words private for the rest of his life. Deep in what is now Pakistan, at the Hydaspes River in 326 BC, he fought his hardest and bloodiest battle yet against King Porus and a terrifying wall of 200 war elephants. Impressed by Porus's courage, Alexander reinstated him as a ruler under Macedonian authority rather than deposing him. But at the Hyphasis River, his exhausted army finally said no more. After 8 years and over 11,000 miles of marching and fighting, they refused to go farther into unknown India. For the first time in his career, Alexander was forced to turn back. Turning back didn't mean safety. To return home, Alexander marched his army straight through the Gedrosian Desert, one of the harshest environments on Earth. Ancient sources claim he lost a catastrophic portion of his remaining men to heat, thirst, and starvation, far more than in any battle. Historians still debate whether he chose this route for strategic reasons or personal ambition to outdo the legendary Persian king Cyrus. Back in Susa in 324 BC, he tried to fuse two worlds into one. He arranged mass marriages between dozens, perhaps as many as 80 or 100, of his Macedonian officers and Persian noblewomen, and married 2 Persian princesses himself. It was part of his controversial vision of cultural fusion, but many of his own men saw it as a betrayal of their identity. Then came a loss that broke him in a way no battlefield ever had. His closest companion since childhood, Hephaestion, died suddenly in Ecbatana, possibly from typhoid. Alexander's grief was extreme and prolonged. He ordered elaborate mourning, compared himself to Achilles mourning Patroclus, and was never quite the same again. Within months, the throne stood empty. Without a clear heir, his empire didn't survive him. His generals tore it apart in decades of war known as the Wars of the Successors. Yet over 70 cities across 3 continents still bear the name he gave them: Alexandria in Egypt, Kandahar in Afghanistan, and many others. His empire crumbled. His name never did. So, was Alexander a visionary who sought to unite the ancient world, or a brilliant man consumed by an ambition that even he could not satisfy? 2,000 years later, historians still cannot fully agree. Maybe that's exactly why his legend has never faded. His body was taken to Alexandria in Egypt and became a site of pilgrimage for centuries, until it mysteriously disappeared. Another enigma in a life full of them.